head-to-head. Coach K is 11-1 against Tom Izzo and Michigan State. That includes a 3-1 mark in the NCAA tournament. It should be pointed out, though, that in every tournament game in which they've met, Michigan State's been the underdog. I mean, that's how it was supposed to go, and in the majority of all of the meetings, Michigan State has been the underdog. There is a heartening piece of history for Michigan State, all-time in regional finals when one seeds have met two seeds, 26 and 26, right down the middle. What do you think about this match?
Well, Duke leads the nation in points in the paint. Obviously, I think that Michigan State has the depth in their front court to hinder that a little bit. But the only concern you have for Michigan State is, look, they are more than capable to beat Duke. They have the talent to do so. I forget who they were playing in the tournament. I think they won the game by 15 points, but they had 22 turnovers. That's the concern you have for them because Duke gets so many of their points in the paint off turnovers. They're so good at denying passing lanes, and sometimes Michigan State can get a little bit careless with the basketball, and that's Duke's bread and butter.
How Michigan State deals with the switching of Duke defensively, because Tom's going to run his sets, and they're going to try to take them out of the sets, and they're going to switch up the line on all those sets. So the adjustments off of the switching is going to be very important. Cassius Winston cannot get in foul trouble. You take Cassius Winston away from this team, they lose their heart, their soul, their direction, their leadership, and the guy that at the end of a game is probably their best closer. Their ability to defend the paint, their ability to take care of the basketball, and their ability to keep Zion Williamson off the glass, to me, that's the game.
I agree, and I think it's going to come down to the simplest of things, as you guys mentioned, the turnovers. Sure. Because there's going to be pressure on the ball and pressure on Cassius Winston. I think they'll design a lot of their sets to encourage slips. So they'll have a lot of slips to the basket and roll replace stuff. They'll be fine getting shots, but can they hang on to the ball so they don't let Duke get out in transition where they can score easy baskets ahead of the defense? And then the second part of it is rebounding. Because I don't think Michigan State's always been an excellent gap protecting defense. They're not out in passing lanes. They do pressure the ball, but it's not the same type of defense. They're going to protect the elbows and the blocks, and they're going to be in help side position. So they're going to make Trey Jones shoot. And when the shot goes up, are they going to be able to rebound it and limit Duke to one shot? That's going to be, I think those two things are going to be the whole game.
How much stock do you put in the fact that they haven't been able to beat them? 2005, the Sweet 16. How much importance?
I will tell you this. I think it gets really dicey when you have these crusade games. It's a crusade for our program to beat this program. That to be among the blue bloods, we've got to beat Duke. It's not. You got to win this game to get to the Final Four and win a national championship. This is a game to win a national championship. It has nothing to do with 11-1. It has nothing to do with we lost to them in this year, we beat them in 05, or all this other stuff. If you're taking that crusade mentality in this, it is not a good place to be mentally. I would move away from that.
There's no way Tom's going to look at the past. He's going to look at this game as our team in this moment in time versus this team.
Okay, that's the goal.
Nice.
No, but when there's a coaching rivalry, you've been there. How big a deal is it when you know that guy over there? Maybe he has had better teams. You know that guy over there has had your number. What does it do to you?
What does it do to you?
Yes.
It was a rivalry game in terms of within your state. You look at it differently. I don't think Tom, and quite honestly, I don't think he will approach it that way. I don't think he'll communicate it to his team that way. I think he'll communicate it to his team. We have 40 minutes to get to the Final Four. This is what we need to do. The one thing that they do, and you've done a zillion of their games, they're as good as preparing for a singular game as any team in the country. What are you going to give? What are you going to take away? What are the 5 things we need to do to win? And those 5 things will have nothing to do with being 1-11. Now, personally, Tom, internally, he will internalize that because he internalizes everything. But to his team, he will talk about our team, Duke. Here are the 5 things we need to do, and this is our game plan and our roadmap to win this game.
If I had to bet on Michigan State that they can execute their strategy better, I would say that because of their experience.
Sure.
Now, sustaining that execution of strategy is going to be the main challenge.
Duke's more talented. The question is going to be who's tougher.
Yes. Do you buy into the mental baggage at all, if there is such a thing?
I don't buy into it. I don't think Tom would let any of his players or in his actions. I don't think people will be able to see that. But being around this guy for the past 7-8 years, oh yeah, that's internalized.
But it's
for
internalized.
Sure. It's internalized.
Look, it's
kind of like the Virginia thing. It's kind of like the Virginia thing.
Exactly.
It's there. And pretending it's not, it's there.
Yeah.